CG says, I've always been in shape, triathlete body. When people ask how I'm so strong or fast, or how they ask how strong or fast I am, I genuinely say, I don't know. When learning game, can playing dumb and coming across as being a natural be more beneficial as well?
Well, as a joke, I'll say I don't know why women find me attractive. They just seem to. I wasn't given an instruction book on how to be human.
I was telling Kyle,
gaslighting.
like before because I've met Owen Cook several times now and hung out with him a few times.
He was out yesterday.
Just yesterday. And like when I was like, I can remember seeing Owen doing his RSD videos like on South Beach. I'm like, who the hell is fucking this guy? Right. Because I'm looking at the dude. I'm like, he looks like, ginger, like Santa Claus. Right. I'm like, who the fuck? And then I watched him demo it. Yeah. And I watched him here at Resorts World, walking around Resorts World with Mike and Tristan. I'm like, I get it. I totally understand.
Well, I took him under my wing for a good year or longer. He helped out with boot camps as well. So he got a lot of experience. We were in field a lot together. I've seen him perform some miraculous pickups. He's very talented in field.
Yeah.
And you can tell by his character in his very wordy rants on YouTube that he's found his voice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that he didn't have prior to meeting me, prior to pickup. Right. I think pickup, when you get some good reference experiences, meaning you start winning the game, it builds your confidence up, and makes you express yourself in a more complete manner.
So do you think he's right? Like play a sucker to catch a sucker, like down.
With this question here,
I don't know why I'm so attractive.
It's just gaslighting to say, I don't, what I've done also is there are two narrative arcs to choose from. Either you're pursuing the girl or the girl's pursuing you. I've chosen the girl to pursue me and I'm the prize, right? That's just a metaphor. But
thank you for saying that too, because too many people take that too fucking seriously.
But that changes the game. It's a game changer to have her chase you. So what I do is I get them to chase me. So women who I've dated have said that they picked me up. Of course, no one believes them. I'm the pickup artist, right? From the TV show.
Yeah.
And they still say that they picked me up. Is it just a frame that I've set, or did they really pick me up? Right? Is it gaslighting if I structure the opportunity for them to pursue me so that they will believe that they picked me up by playing hard to get? It's just the better game plan, in my opinion. I'd rather have them gaming me and showing interest and trying to win me over, and I'm playing hard to get, at least for a spell until they win my heart, win me over, than the opposite. Because then I'm playing man hands. Then I'm putting my hand on her knee where she could push it off. And then I put my hand back on her knee and she pushes it off again. Why not take her hand, put it on your knee and say, that's all you get? You see the different frame?
Right.
It's a different narrative arc, getting her to pursue you. I prefer that one.
Yeah, I think it's. To his credit, I will actually cite sources here. Orion Terabon was the one who was talking about the adorer and the adoree, and it's always better to be the adoree in that sense. And that's kind of like what you're talking about here, is like being the one that is pursued. This also goes back to a concept that old school guy Royce used to talk about. It's the 2/3 rule, meaning that if she gives you 3 kisses, you give her 2. Like there's always just the slightest, to keep her coming to you, as opposed to like you're the one, so that the energy is, for lack of a better term, the energy is going back towards her as opposed to coming back towards you.
Don't hit on a girl to the point of creating discomfort. And if you accidentally do, make her comfortable again and be cognizant of her reaction to her discomfort. Right? You have to. That's what I'd call micro calibration.
Yeah, that's I wrote a book on, and that is a lost art right now. Is calibrating. A lot of the stuff that you talked about in calibrating, and I've heard Owen talk about this too. I took that and I turned that into what I call incongruency. Like, not like when somebody sees me or they see you or they see Kyle or they see like The Rock, or like, I'm just going to use celebrities here. Like The Rock. The Rock is huge, right? He's a bodybuilder, bald headed guy. What if you see a guy that looks like that? It doesn't have to be The Rock, but a guy that looks like that, you have a certain psychological expectation of what that guy's voice is going to sound like, what his mannerisms are going to sound like. Is he going to be sort of intimidating? Is he going to be extroverted? Is he like, because a guy who presents himself like that, we have certain preconceived concepts of what that guy's going to look like. Now, if The Rock comes up to you and he's wearing a tutu, like a pink tutu, like he was in like the Tooth Fairy or something like that, and he starts speaking with a lisp, that throws the congruency of what you were thinking he was going to be like. And so now he's kind of a little bit fey and he's a little bit effeminate and stuff. And it's not what you were expecting at all from a guy who presents himself as The Rock, right? And so, but I'm using that as the most extreme example. So like when
preconceived notions.
Yeah, preconceived notions. And so when we see certain people, you see a guy in a 3-piece suit, you have a certain expectation of that guy. It's one of the things I talk about with the guys who are in my Reignite group, and they tend to be older. And so I'm like, play to your strengths, right? When a woman sees you and you're 40 plus years old, they're going to think that you have your shit together to some degree, right? Because an older man is supposed to be a better judge of character, have more money, have seen more of life, have more life experiences and those kinds of things.
See these wisdom lines?
Yeah.
They never slowed me down.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Wisdom
I'm not saying,
lines
and like for me, like when people see me, like I'm 57 years old. And when people see me, they're expecting me to like they don't not dress like this,
to
not
act your age,
act your age, or to like, why are you wearing Metallica t-shirts? What are you, 14 years old and all this stuff? Imagine being his age and playing in a band. Blah, blah, blah.
They're like, just operating from a place
because that's all you're ever going to be able to do is imagine it. But
imagine.
But the thing is, I'm like, but that got me thinking about like congruency, like between like how we present ourselves. And that's not just in our appearance, but it's how we talk, how we like project ourselves.
Sure.
A lot of the guys in my group, they struggle with talking like this.
Delivery problems.
And I'm like, dude, speak up.
Yeah.
And like everybody in the group, like if that guy has a problem like amplifying his voice, we say speak up until he'll start speaking up.
That's right.
Until you do it all the goddamn time. Right?
Another part of delivery is smiling on the open. When you first initiate the conversation, smile, talk loud, talk slowly, be heard, right? Yeah. That's all going under delivery. And your delivery will improve if you can run stories that you know. A lot of guys tell a story that is maybe the event has just occurred, right? And they can't verbalize the story properly without ums, ahs, pregnant pauses, or awkward pauses, right? So what I recommend they do is run material or stories that they've run before. Like go out in a night and run your stories all night long. Get good at them, because critically, a woman of particular quality is going to come along. She's going to be in a group, and you're going to have to critically be able to open and run that set, that set of people, right? Get good at your gambits, and you can focus then on the delivery of your gambits, game pieces.
And I like how you use the term gambits instead of like lines or routines or scripts or something like that. Because gambits give it a little bit more wiggle room, so you can like modify things. If something, a part of that story doesn't work, toss it out and put something else in.
Yeah, a gambit is a story. It could be an opener, a DHV story, demonstration of higher value story, or a bragging story. It could be an instant value demonstration like singing or magic, right? Or comedy. It could be a qualifier question, asking questions to the woman to get her to invest. Or it could be comfort building material. Imagine having several gambits for each of the phases in pickup, so you can fill the timeline and build consistency in your pickups. It's almost like a superpower. See the girl, get the girl. But you take it in slow, solid phases. Don't skip phases, right? And you can create a mutual attraction. It's an art form.
It's funny you say
beautiful art.
Skip phases. In the player's handbook, I mentioned the fact that a lot of guys want to skip phases. They want to go straight from from like they're uncomfortable with the attraction and the arousal phase, and they want to go straight to comfort because they think that that's where the pussy is.
Right.
And so quite honestly, they miss out on the learning opportunity, but it's also the arousal phase, the attraction phase is very fun. Like, why are you not having a good time while you're doing this, for fuck's sake?
That's right. That's right. And a lot of people shooting themselves in the foot. They open with interest. They open with seduction. You know, most men are not as seductive as women. So don't use that as your greatest skill set is I'm going to seduce this woman. I'm going to arouse her and seduce her, not in a public gathering where she's with her friends. You know, why not convey a comedic personality? As I've said before, the best pickup artists in the world who I've met have a laugh track in their pickups. And that just makes me more silly. It makes me join them, right? They're laughing all the way to the bedroom.
Yesterday at the Men of Action, and Tristan's like, "What's a laugh track?" I was like, "Oh, I feel fucking old."